Hello everyone, my name is Thor and welcome back to Anthropology. Thank you for joining me in today's video. For those that are new here, welcome. My name is Thor. I talk all about things fashion related, mindful consumption, the general fashion chit chat. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, please continue watching and please consider subscribing, turning on the bell to be notified when I post, liking this video, yada yada yada. For my returning subscribers and viewers, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate the continued support. Filming in the morning today, it's gonna be a bit casual. I just wanted to talk a little bit about something that I've been seeing in relation to the RealReal. And I wanna ask the question, is the RealReal in real trouble? I just wanna say, I'm not an investor, I'm not an analyst. This is just for entertainment purposes only. Now, some of you are like, what's going on with the RealReal? What's happening there? So for those that don't know, I work in talent acquisition, or I work within the talent space, so I'm very in the know of what's happening within the talent market. And globally right now, mostly within North America, I would say the corporate world is going through a big restructuring. The RealReal was impacted by this restructuring as well. So I saw a few posts on LinkedIn, basically from recruiters at the RealReal saying like, oh, so sad my time is up at the company, yada, 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 some source of closed. And I was like, what's going on at the RealReal? So I did some digging. I found an article by, I believe it's called Glossier. I'll link it down below and I'll reference it in this video as well. But I wanted to dig a bit deeper into this problem, figure out what's going on at the RealReal, what does this potentially mean for the future of luxury resale online, and just some general thoughts around it. So this isn't going to be a very structured video. It's going to be very chit-chatty, but yeah. Let's get into it. All right, so a little backstory on the RealReal for those that are not familiar, but I feel like if you're on this channel, chances are you are. They are the world's largest luxury online retailer. They mostly sell like luxury handbags, luxury shoes, ready-to-wear jewelry, and more recently homeware, children's clothes, and art. So they've been around for 12 years. They became public. They launched their IPO, or their initial public offering, 4 years ago. However, since then, the stock has tumbled, fallen from grace, and it has lost almost 80% of its value, which is not good. Investors do not like that. But I just want to talk about the recent situation that has happened at the RealReal. So recently they have cut 230 jobs through their internal restructuring. They have shut 4 stores, including 2 flagships. They've reduced their office space and they have changed CEOs. And all of this has happened within the past year, since in the past month. So one thing I thought really interesting as I was looking into this is that the RealReal as a company is still not profitable. It was claimed in the article of this, but they also, since they're a public company, they have to release their earnings. So I did look on their investors page and I did see that they did in fact have a operating loss of $110 to $100 million in EBITDAs, or earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization. So essentially the company lost over $100 million last year. That's not good. No company likes that. But I did find some other interesting things in here. So their total merchandise value was valued at $1.85 to $1.9 billion. Their revenue, which is very good, it's between 650 to 635 million. So then you're probably wondering, why is their income negative? So it seems like the RealReal has a real cost, has a real spending problem, which is kind of ironic actually. So their most recent net loss for the quarter was 47 million for the 3 months between July and September. That's a lot. That's almost half of their yearly operating loss. Basically, the company said that they aim to become profitable by 2024. Now, a company being around for over 12 years, still not profitable, makes me wonder, is it a zombie company? So zombie companies have been sort of the talk of the town recently, as they're companies that are not profitable. Twitter is a great example. They are not profitable, but they are behemoths. They are huge. They are basically propped up by investors, by just name, by clout. People give them money, but they are highly unprofitable. WeWork was another good example of that. They were this huge company. They purchased space everywhere, but they were unprofitable and they basically declined. So I'm wondering if the RealReal is a real zombie. Some more stats that I found. Revenues were up 20% year over year. However, losses are also up. So the reason why they're having these losses is they have a spending problem. People love to shop there, it's true, but they spend more than they make. And it seems to be that there are a few reasons for this. One being the brick and mortar physical locations. The RealReal, trying to compete with luxury houses, has had to purchase retail space, or at least retail space in very expensive retail districts, such as Soho, in New York. They've also opened stores in LA. However, they have since closed 2 of these flagship stores. I think because they are such a heavy online presence, maybe that could be too much competition. I also know that Fashion File opens their showrooms in LA and New York as well. So the brick and mortar locations was one, but also their diversification of goods. So when the RealReal started, and with most luxury retail companies or luxury consignment, they start with the core luxury goods that have the highest margins, which are handbags and jewelry. Ready to wear, iffy, shoes iffy, but handbags and jewelry seem to be, the best case scenario all the time. They started to diversify into home, art, and kids, and they invested heavily in these 3 areas. Art, art you can do well with. Art is an appreciating asset. However, it's quite heavy and it's quite large to move. Home, in this article, they mentioned that it was unprofitable because of the large, the warehouse cost as well as the shipping cost to move home goods around, especially used home goods at that. And then kids, if you're receiving used kids' clothes and trying to resell them, the margins drops significantly because they're already used. Who's really gonna buy used designer baby clothes, So the margins were very small, and it often cost the company more to move into these categories than it would if they had just not done it. That's just basically my synopsis on the RealReal, being a real zombie. But I'm curious to know what you think. I know there are some content creators on here that have shopped on the RealReal but have not had positive experiences with them. I feel also this past year, basically since the onset of the pandemic, there's been a luxury resale boom. Fashion File has gone crazy, Vestiaire Collective, the RealReal, Thread Up. In Canada, we also have Mine and Yours, Modacell. There's so many luxury consignment stores that I wonder if they're all trying to eat up this very small market share, because they're also competing with the full price mainline designer houses. So I wonder what the future of the RealReal is. I wonder if they will ever become profitable. I wonder if their stock will just fall further and investors will give up on the company and they'll have to sell their assets. Very curious to know. I know that I have not shopped on the RealReal, but I've not heard positive experiences. I did touch on a video before around their authentication services. That was another one of the costs mentioned, that they spent a lot of money authenticating every good. However, we've seen previously where they had not done so. But I'm very curious to know what the future of the RealReal holds, especially as investors move into this new climate, this new market. Will they be willing to hedge a bet on a luxury retail company that has remained unprofitable for over 12 years? So that's my thoughts out there. I would love to know what you all think, of this information about the RealReal. And yeah, if you want more of these types of videos, if you want me to look at any other companies, let me know. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you all next time. Bye, guys.